Hello, my name is Garth Griffin, and today I will be talking about bullying, but not only just bullying, bullying in the LGBTQ community. Now, be honest with me. I'm going to ask you a couple questions, and if yes, raise your hand. If no, then you're probably lying. All right, question one. Have you ever seen someone being bullied? Have you ever said anything to somebody by bullying? Or has anyone ever bullied you? And if you answer yes, how did you prevent it or stopped it from happening? And if no, why didn't you? All right, so today I'm talking about bullying. And especially in the LGBTQ community, bullying is very common. But what we all have to remember is bullying happens everywhere, at any time, at any place. It could be college, it could be high school, it could be your job. So today, I'm just talking about bullying in general. Bullies have their mindset to be mean to somebody, and by being mean to somebody, they target them by their sexuality, the color of their skin, the stuff that they wear. Um, but bullying is just so mean to people. So today, when we talk about bullying, I'm going to be talking about what happens to the people that are being bullied, what are the side effects, and what causes them. So before we go into that, I have a little backstory of myself. Um, my name is Garth Griffin, and I was a victim of being bullied because I am in the LGBTQ community. I identify as a gay man. And growing up in a small town that didn't recognize the LGBTQ community, it was not okay. It really wasn't okay. So, all through my years of school, I was bullied because of my way of being feminine. I wasn't dressing like other guys, I wasn't strong as other guys, and the way I talked. And growing up, being bullied was really, really tough because I really didn't have any way to tell anybody without them thinking awful of me. So, being bullied, I was holding everything in. I would be I would be pushed to the ground, slammed to the lockers, and I've even had my books thrown in the trash by my bully. Yes, you heard me, thrown in the trash. So I was holding everything in, and I thought that hurting myself would be the best opportunity to make it stop and make the pain stop. But I realized by hurting myself, I wouldn't just be hurting me, I would be hurting my family. So I talked to my guidance counselor, and he gave me some advice to reach out to get help. But by the first step is coming out to my parents. And I did. I went home from school and talked to my mom and my dad. My dad thought it was just a phase. It's whatever. My mom, she thought that she raised me wrong. She thought she did something. And I explained to them that this is me, this is who I am. And I hope that they would support me. And lucky enough, my parents did support me, and they still do till this day. And they were just scared of the backlash that I would be getting in this world by cruel people. And so, as time has progressed, and when I stood up to my bully, everything stopped. I told him, I said, hey, you hurt me. There's going to be some serious bad consequences. And ever since then, he hasn't bothered me. After graduation, never talked to me, never saw him ever again. Um, but enough about me. Let's talk about the side effects of bullying. When someone's being bullied, especially in the LGBTQ community, there is a high rate of suicide, and alcohol usage and drug abuse, because there are people out there that don't know how to seek help when they need it. And when it comes to that point, it's really difficult for someone to listen to somebody, especially in the gay community. Um, in the community, when someone tries to reach out, there's no help. You have to look in certain areas. And like they say, no fats, no femmes, no Asians. That is really recognized in the gay community by the gay community bullying others. So to stop it, we need to progress more into teaching people to not be afraid of who we really are and to show people that we bleed the same. So when we talk to people, especially reaching out to a suicide hotline if you feel like you're going to do something, or talk to a counselor, um, we just got to find a way to reach out to somebody. It may be hard. I know for some people, talking to family, it's not always a good case because they could be ended up kicked out of their home, or if they talk to a friend and they don't accept it, they can be friendless. They won't be their friend. Um, but with the side effects, people don't realize that bullying can do serious harm, and it really can. So, the way I see it is if you feel like you're being bullied, reach out to somebody. If it's a family member or a friend, or even if it's a coworker, just explain to them what's going on. Don't be afraid, because there's always help. Just recently, there was a shooting at a club, at a gay nightclub, and 5 people were killed. And 2 people actually were brave enough to stop the mass shooter, and he's in prison, he's being charged. And they risked their lives to save everyone else. There is a lot of hate crime out there, and we need to show people, especially in schools, to teach them about the Title IX, about bullying, and to teach them respect for other people. And so, with that being said, bullies will target you no matter where you go in life, especially how you act, how you look, the color of your skin. But especially for college students, there is a lot of hate crime and a lot of bullies that come at people. It just depends on where you're at. Let's see, what else can we talk about? Support. Like I said, there is support out there. It just takes a certain amount of people to help with the supporting. Just like I said, family, if you're close to family, and if you feel like they support you, tell them. But there are other options too. There are hotlines out there to call people. So I have a presentation for everyone to look at: bullying in the LGBTQ community. Here's some information on what bullying can have on someone in the LGBTQ community. Substance use. Gay, lesbians, bisexuals, and transgender youth are more than twice as likely to experiment with any drug or alcohol. Happiness. Only 37% of the LGBT youth report of being happy, while 67% of non-LGBT youth say that they are happy. However, over 80% of the LGBT youth believe that they will be happy eventually if they move out and leave the city, like I did. Now, self-harm. Self-harm with each instance of verbal or physical harassment, the risk of self-harm in youth is 2.5 times more likely to happen. Now, suicide for gay, lesbian, and bisexual youth are 4 times more likely to attempt suicide than their heterosexual people. Stand up. Let's help end bullying at your school. Now, if you're at school and there's bullying going on, reach out to somebody. It doesn't matter, be a principal or a counselor or a teacher. And if you're not the one being bullied and you see someone being bullied, don't hesitate. Be alert of signs of distress. And if you can, if you're on some kind of student council or anything, see if you can come up with a council group, a program that respects for school safety and anti-bullying. Ask for school personnel to have any discussion at an assembly, talking to people about bullying and what it can do to somebody. Maybe have an after activity after school. Let's help start gay and lesbian and straight education network. There is a network out there that you can look up, and it also talks about how to prevent bullying. And again, do encourage anyone being bullied to tell a teacher, a counselor, a coach, nurse, his or her parents. Okay. Now, the current bullying rates in the LGBTQ, 29% of transgender youth have been threatened or injured with a weapon on school property, compared to 7% of homosexual youth. Transgender youth were more likely in 2018. Now, as of in 2017, 16% of gay and lesbian youth and 11% of bisexual youth have been threatened or injured while at school with a weapon. 43% of transgender youth have been bullied on school property as well. And then 29% of gay or lesbian youth and 31% of bisexual youth have been bullied as well, compared at school. So either way, in the LGBTQ, there is a high rate of people committing suicide or getting into drugs and alcohol because of them being bullied. And that's the end of the slideshow. But like I said, excuse me, there is a lot of hate crime, a lot of bullying going on. And we need to find a way to stop, at least lower the count rate of people hurting themselves or getting into some really bad mess of being bullied. So if you see anyone being bullied or harassed, stand up. Let's help lower the rate of the crime of hate and bullying. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and I hope that we can spread awareness and help stop bullying in the LGBTQ community, and not only them, outside of the community as well.